so much fun. Whole idea, like this romanticization of like being an au pair, and guess who just missed her bus to go to the Beyonce concert? I sat down with my now old host parents. We're at the beach today. We decided to abandon the car. Walk away! How much I hated being an au pair. Hi everyone, welcome back to the video. This is actually editing me because I forgot to make an intro for the video. So basically this video is just a week in my life as an au pair while also being a full-time student. When I started the video, I thought it would be like an accurate representation of what a week in my life looked like, but it ended up not being such a good representation because we had my host mom's family visiting, and so I had a little bit more free time. And also I had like a Beyonce concert that I ended up going to, so she gave me like the Thursday morning off. So yeah, it ended up not being such a great representation, but it's still a week in my life, I guess, and I hope that you enjoy the video. Towards the end, I'll jump back in again because there's something that I need to share. My day usually starts around 7 a.m. and I would unload the dishwasher and then take over from the mom. So around 7:30 or 8 o'clock, depending on how she was feeling, I would start working, as in babysitting between that time and around 4 5 o'clock, depending on how she's feeling again. Depending on the weather, we typically play inside or outside. So he has a lot of like indoor and outdoor toys. We read some books, and yeah, that's basically just how the day goes. I just have to play with him and change diapers, feed, and all that juicy stuff. So I usually have my breakfast when he's taking his first nap, but lately he's only been napping once a day, so I have to either figure out how to make it work or skip breakfast altogether, because it's a little bit difficult having breakfast while also taking care of him. He obviously requires a lot of attention, and if I'm sitting down to eat, I can't play with him, or no one is there to watch him or hold him or anything like that. But on this particular day, I figured out a way to make it work, but it's not usually the case. So we're on our walk, and I literally just had to stop in the middle of the road for a few minutes because he started crying, which is kind of odd. Like these past couple of weeks, he's just been wanting to sleep in his stroller. He's been super cranky if you put him down in his bed. Like he's been screaming a lot. So yeah, I'm quite surprised that it seems like he doesn't want to be in his stroller today, because that's the only place he's been sleeping the past week and a half. But we move. There's a tractor coming. So he's finally sleeping. I just sat down really quickly. So I was just saying, I just sat down really quickly for like a quick break before we continue walking home, because I wanted to just vent a little bit. I hope you guys can hear me because I am outside, and I hope this works properly. Anyway, I just wanted to say, like, there's this whole idea, like this romanticization of like being an au pair, and you watch all of these videos that people put out. I think I've seen so many more American au pairs compared to like European ones. I don't know, maybe it's just my algorithm, whatever. But yeah, you see all of like this romanticized idea of what an au pair is or what you're doing from day to day. And obviously, some of the stuff is because that's literally what their lives are like. But nobody actually shows you the hard parts of being an au pair, like how if your host kid is having a bad day, you will probably also be having a bad day. If your host kid is frustrated, chances are you will also be frustrated. Sorry, something landed on me. Or if you have a disagreement with your host parents, or they do something that you don't like, or whatever, you still have to live with them. And it's like this whole awkward situation of living with people, but also it's iffy, I don't know how to explain it. Um, Maybe one day when I'm living on my own, then I'll talk about my full real experience. But for now, I think, yeah, I'm just gonna tell you bits and pieces and be super vague about everything. um, yeah, so the whole reason why I brought this up, the whole like being an au pair is kind of romanticized, is so these past couple of weeks have honestly been super hard for me. I think also because I spent the whole day with my host kid from Mondays to Thursdays. Well, it used to be Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, but some other days his grandmother doesn't come in, so obviously then I still need to babysit. So I'm just gonna say Mondays to Thursdays from 7:30, maybe 6:30 if his mom is going into the office, until 4 o'clock, sometimes later if she has meetings later. So that's like 8.5 days, 8.5 hours, give or take, that I'm with him. So obviously, a lot of the times, if he's like having a bad day or like feeling frustrated about certain things, obviously, it kind of affects you as well. I know it's probably not the same. Ugh, these things keep flying on me. It's probably not the same if you don't spend the entire day with your host kid, or like, I don't know, some people are a lot more patient, but for me, I feel like maybe I don't have that patience. Um, yeah, so basically, the reason why I brought this up again, can't stop talking, is because last week I finally hit like my breaking point. Well, I feel like I've had my breaking point more than once, but last week was more intense because I was like in the middle of the road, just sending a voice note to my friend explaining the whole situation of what was going on. So, like, my host kid hasn't been wanting to sleep in his room, so he cries and throws like a whole fit. And I just couldn't take it anymore. So I put him in his stroller and I was walking outside, and I was sending a voice note to my friend because she was asking, like, how's your day going and whatnot. And I was just like, oh, let me tell you what's going on. And then I called my sister, and literally just in the middle of the road, I started crying because I was just like, I can't take it anymore. It's super hard. It gets to a point where all like my host kid is obviously also going through a phase where he's like biting and hitting and whatever because he is like 15, 16 months old. So just almost a year and a half. So yeah, I guess it's like that time of that stage in his life where he's like biting and hitting, and sometimes during diaper changes he kicks quite a bit as well. So it just gets to a point where it gets to you as a person. Uh, Excuse me. Obviously it gets to you as a person, and obviously when it's not your child, you don't have the same like feelings that the parents have towards the child. So like when I was talking to my cousin, and she's got children as well, and she was just like, yeah, it's a different kind of feeling because when they're your kids, there's like that whole reward when they do something and they kind of get on your nerves, and then they're just like mommy or daddy, and it's like this whole sweet feeling, and it's like all of a sudden everything else that frustrated you suddenly erased. But when it's not your child, obviously your feelings to like are very very different, and it kind of gets frustrating and it gets to you as a person. um yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. And I also just wanted to say, like, if that sort of thing, like if you can't handle that sort of thing, if you don't have the patience, or Like, you can't deal with things like that. And if your whole reason for wanting to become an au pair is because you want to travel and not because you really, really love children, I feel like you loving children is supposed to be the first priority or the first thing, because it does get hard. And yeah, it's really not easy. And most of the time, you're working 30 hours a week, so you can't really just take off and travel and whatever all the time. You still need to work your 30 hours a week, and those 30 hours a week are a really, really big part of your whole week. And yeah, if you can't handle that, then maybe being an au pair is also not for you. And also, I think we see people traveling up and down or doing all of these fun, exciting things when they're au pairs, but I guess some of those people get money from their parents or something like that, because being an au pair really doesn't pay. You don't get paid, you get pocket money. I think I've mentioned that before. So you always have to get used to the idea of never having money. So it does get hard to just up and leave to recharge whenever you need, because it's not always an option. Yeah, and I think for me, like, living in the middle of nowhere has also made my experience a little bit more difficult, because at the end of the day, I can't just text somebody and be like, hey, do you want to meet up at a bar or something like that and just chill or hang out, go to the movies and things like that, because it takes me an hour to get into the city. And the town that we stay in, there's like one restaurant and it's super expensive from what I've heard. We don't even have a grocery store, so I can't even just walk to the grocery store and get myself like my favorite treats or whatever. Um, so yeah, it just really, really makes that aspect a lot harder. I'm rambling on. I'm gonna go. It's almost 12 o'clock, so I'm gonna go home, let him sleep a little bit longer, and then have lunch with my host parents because they both work from home. So I got home and then I restocked the diaper station and then had some coffee and lunch with my host parents. One thing about being an au pair to a small child is that you will never go to the bathroom alone. So at the end of the day, I did some sweeping and vacuuming. I'm not actually required to do that, but my host child loves playing in the sandbox and there was a lot of sand in the house, so I just helped with the cleaning. Okay, I just finished for the day. I finished at 4:30, but it's now 10 to 5 because typically after the day ends or my hours end, I try to tidy up all the toys, and if there was like dishes that were left over from lunch, then I try to put that away as well. So yeah, that's what I was doing, and then I shower, take a quick break, and then I start to work on my master's thesis. Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm kind of tired. I don't know if no, I'm very, very dirty because I was outside all day. So yeah, today I didn't have a lot of toys to tidy up because we mostly played outside in the sandbox. So there was a lot of sand in the house, and that's what I had to like sweep up and whatnot. So yeah, now I'm gonna go shower because I'm super dirty. I usually shower at the end of the day instead of at the beginning of the day. One, because I don't have time in the morning to shower because I do start at 7:30. So if I wanted to shower before, then I'd have to wake up like even earlier. I don't know. Like, I literally just wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, wash my face, and then start working because yeah, it just makes more sense that way. And then I shower at the end of the day just because when you're with a child all day, you're getting dirty and everything. So yeah, shower at the end of the day. I don't know why I'm like trying to explain that so much. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm kind of super tired, so typically round about this time, maybe at like 3 or 4 is when I have my third coffee, which is probably not a good idea if you want to get sleep, but it's fine, we move. On this particular day, I worked on my master's thesis until around 9 p.m. and then I started getting ready for bed. So usually I tried to get to bed around 10, 11 o'clock. Good morning. The zombie is coming at you live from Tuesday. It's currently 7:10 in the morning. I slept at past midnight because I worked until 11 and then I couldn't fall asleep for a while, so I only fell asleep like 12:30 or something like that. I don't even think you can hear me because there's so much construction happening outside. But yeah, I'm just gonna go brush my teeth, wash my face, and then get started for the day. So my days usually consist of him just pointing out places and then having to walk there because at some point he'll start walking there and then decide that he doesn't want to walk anymore, but he still wants to go there. So now we're just walking towards the neighbor's house for no reason. Having so much fun. So after lots of crying and screaming and music, he finally fell asleep. So now I'm taking him home. How long have I been walking? Like 20 minutes, something like that. Yeah, I'm gonna take him home, have some breakfast because I'm starving, and hopefully chill for a little bit before he wakes up. Coffee and so I just vacuum cleaned a little bit. It's actually not part of my responsibilities, like vacuum cleaning and stuff. We do have a cleaning lady who comes in like once every 2 weeks to clean the house and stuff. Sometimes I do vacuum clean because my host kid really loves the sound of the vacuum cleaner. And also when he brings a lot of sand into the house, then I just help out and vacuum it up or sweep it up. Yeah. And sometimes I just do it because why not? It's good to clean the house and also I pass time. But yeah, now my host mom is away with my host kid, so I get like a short little break. It's not very typical that I get like a break during the day. Typically I'll just work from 7:30 until like 4 o'clock with like a break when he's taking a nap. It doesn't actually count as a break when your host kid takes a nap, just because you're still on duty. Like you can't go outside of the house and do whatever you want to do, so it still counts as part of your hours. And also when we're having lunch together and his parents are there, then there's like two other adults who watch him at the same time. So I do get those breaks when they are here for lunch and stuff. But typically, I don't really get that break. But today I do have a little break because she went to pick up her aunt at the train station. So she just took the baby, the toddler, the little one with. Oh, my arm's getting tired. Yeah, she took him with, and then I just decided to stay, and then I could just chill on the couch for a bit. Will I chill? Probably not. I am perpetually stressed. So I have my laptop in my arm, in my hand. And I do have to work a little bit later today, so it helps that she has him right now, so I get a break, and then I can just make up my hours from 5 until however long she needs me. Second walk. On the second walk for the day, I was too nervous to put him down in his bed, so I just decided to put him in his stroller and go for a walk, because it seems to be working, and if it ain't broke, why fix it? Hi, so it is Wednesday afternoon, it's around 3 o'clock, and guess who just missed her bus to go to the Beyonce concert? Anyway, it's not a train smash because I kind of like calculated for transport problems. So yeah, I'm still good in terms of time. It's just kind of sad because the buses here run every hour, or depending on the day, but I have to just wait like an extra 20 minutes at the bus stop for my next bus. Hello. So basically what I was trying to explain earlier, but you couldn't hear because of all the cars, was that yesterday I finished working at 6:30, and then this morning I got up and started working at 7:30. But I didn't work the full day because today is the Beyonce concert, and my host mom's mom came over to help babysit, and she's watching him until tomorrow afternoon. So today I am going to see Beyonce. The whole transport situation was such a mess, but we move. At least I'm in the city at the moment, and the concert is starting in like 2 hours. So I'm having a little bit of wine before the concert starts. So we decided to drive to the Beyonce concert, and it's like so much traffic. I feel like it wouldn't even take us 25 minutes to get to the location if we took the bus, but because we're driving.
Well, the bus is gonna be
I
in
know
traffic
that,
as well.
but like, if it was on a regular day, it wouldn't take us 25 minutes to get there. Yeah. Okay, so update. The traffic was so bad that we decided to abandon the car. We're literally parked really, really badly. Like, there's the car. And we're just gonna walk to the stadium. It's like another 2 kilometers to get there.
I close my eyes and travel through realms of space and time. Reality holds no power or control of my state of mind on my voyage to find out. Yeah. Hold up, wait, you just got paid, energy.
Queen, come true. Move
riding with my girls. Queen, I come true. Move out the way. I just wanna love you.
So I basically didn't film after the Beyonce concert because there was not much going on that particular Thursday. I basically didn't work on that day. And after dinner, I sat down with my now old host parents because, yeah, we basically ended things after that day. Well, they ended things, and I'm low-key glad that they did. And I will be talking about that in a completely different video. It's gonna be the next video after this. But for now, let's get back to the Week in My Life video. We're at the beach today. Got these Fanta flavored Mentos. I wonder if they're good. I'm so tired. I just woke up from a nap. But let's see. I'm not getting any Fanta from this. It just tastes like a regular Mentos. At least they were like 70 cents. Good morning. It is currently 6 a.m. The following Thursday. So I wanted to show you what an office day is like. I need to wake up now. Yep, let's go. Hello. So this morning was a bit of a bloodbath. His mom was supposed to leave at 6:20. She ended up leaving a little bit later because he threw a fit, like a real fit, and then she ended up having to leave, obviously, because she needed to go into the office. And then it was just me and him, and I think he cried for like 15 minutes or something like that. Even food couldn't distract him. And then he'd calm down, and then something small would happen, and then he'd cry again. So it was a bit of a cycle. But then eventually he calmed down, he had his breakfast, and then we came out for a walk. So right now we're on a walk. Okay, gotta go. So I decided to delete the last clip that was supposed to come here because I was basically just bitching about how much I hated being an au pair and how like I was having a bad day basically because we went to the baby gym, and then when we came back I tried to put the baby down for a nap because he was super tired. So I tried to put him down for a nap and he fell asleep, but when I tried to transfer him from my arms to his kita bed, with his baby bed, he started crying, and then he fell asleep again, and then woke up and started crying and didn't stop crying for what felt like an hour. I could be wrong, but I think it was around about an hour because we got home from the baby gym around, I think it was around 11, and he cried 11:15. He cried until around 12-ish, so that was almost an hour. And he was like crying his head off, like he was screaming. He turned so red, and he, like, his lips were a little bit swollen and his eyes were also a little bit swollen. And I basically was trying to explain that I was trying everything. So I tried to feed him, he didn't want to. I tried to put him back to sleep, he didn't want to. I tried to sing for him, and like it was just a whole disaster. And I was actually crying at some point, so we were both crying, but I really couldn't take it anymore. And yeah, I was really just not having a good time. So yeah, that's the clip that I decided to delete, and I don't like how it looked, and I think when you're in the moment, you say things that you don't necessarily mean, or you react in a way that you wouldn't react on a rational day. Yeah, but that was basically it. I hope that it was useful. It was a useful video, an entertaining video at least. And yeah, that's basically it. I hope to see you in the next one, which will hopefully be soon. But other than that, I love you a lot. And yeah, please remember to like, share, comment, all the good stuff. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.